Alrighty traders, I have a video based on silver and gold and the mining sector today. I've got a lot of things I want to share with you when it comes to the big picture and where I believe fortunes will be made this decade. Let's get straight into it. Don't place a trade based on what you'll see in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. Alrighty traders, so let's get straight into it. Traders, make sure you grab free access to my trading course I've got a brand new trading course. It goes through 5 phases. The biggest mistakes you're making right now, how to overcome them, chart reading and advanced trading techniques. Some amazing things in there when it comes to phase 3 and phase 4. Phase 5 is all about my trading system and how to trade my number one trading system, how to trade this market with the market's been so crazy and volatile. You're going to love that, okay? So if you are not doing well right now, guys, just go get access. You literally, as soon as you register, on the very next page, you're going to get instant access to the whole course, okay? So let's go through to the good old gold market. And again, what I'm doing right now, this video here, guys, is the big picture, okay? The big picture. Now, if you watched yesterday's video, okay? If you watched yesterday's video, and yesterday's video was about what? It was about the stock market, and it was about the inflation turning. Okay, it's a turning point. I'm going to see inflation turning point coming down. And so that's going to create a bit of a buoy in the markets. It may even create a bit of a buoy in the overall metals and miners markets, okay? That's a maybe there. But remember, this is about big picture here. So the big picture I'm seeing, and if just to refresh your memory, let me bring this up through here. This is the big inflation that I'm seeing right now. But I see that on the other side, the next major turning point, this is the inflation number that I showed yesterday. You can see this was the blue this blue line is the actual inflation cycle indicator, and then the black line is the inflation number. Okay, so we're getting very, very close to that turning point there, and then we're going to see another massive reflation come in the 2026. What's going to be through here? What's going to happen through here? What's going to cause this deflationary period? Now, we don't know where it's going to be, right? This doesn't tell us where is it going to go down to. We could actually just get a pullback down to here, right? And then it starts to reflate. It just tells us where the turning point is going to be. That turning point could be there right now. We're going to go through another recession, right? But on the other side of the recession, from 26 and moving on, there's going to be so much money is going to be made out of the metals and miners sector. Now, to put a caveat on what I've just said there, looking at the metals and looking at these energy sectors and looking at all this, the metals and miners, the thing is that we may start to slowly go up, for 20, 30, 40%, slowly go up before the 2026 period, right? Before we start to see the next big reinflation. And then, because I do believe the second half of this decade, metals and miners are going to go crazy. But we may start a bull market like this month. You know what I mean? Like, we just never know when we're going to start that. So this is for the big picture, looking at the markets here. So looking at the overall big picture, if I start off with let me start off with gold and silver, then I'll get into the mining sector. The reason why I'm so excited about this here, and it's my number one single investment moving forward through this rest of this decade. I don't care what anyone else says. Millions and millions and millions of dollars, guys, are going to be made from understanding this one concept. I believe. I could be wrong, so I still have my risk in place, okay? Risk management in place. So looking at this here, if I start off with the good old gold market, and then remember, because this is a big picture, so let's go to the weekly charts, and let's squeeze this up here. Look what's happening through here. We're squeezing up and we're squeezing up. Let me move this over here. Look what's happening through here. So we're squeezing up and we're squeezing up through here on gold. I've always seen gold being a very big thing. Gold is, especially on the other side of this decade, when inflation really just goes through a massive move. You watch gold. Gold is coming. Then we're going to start to see a $5,000 or $10,000 gold by the end of this decade. But when I say that, it's not like, okay, well, we're going to wait till the end of this decade, then we're going to get into gold. It's like, well, it may bottom right now. You know what I mean? Again, this is for longer term stuff, okay? We may bottom right now, and then we start to slowly do this. We do this and we do this and we do this, and then we may do this and then we may do this, and then like, oh, you're getting in here, in 2026. You see what I'm saying there? So we just never know where it's going to bottom, but I believe looking at this pattern through here, once we really start to heat up, this pattern is telling us, guys, that this thing is going to take off like a rocket. And preparation meets opportunity. And the preparation that I'm having behind these metals, guys, is just, it's preparation along with patience. And that's the big thing there, right? Being prepared and watching things happening. Like I'm seeing right now what's going to happen in the rest of this decade, especially on the second half of this decade. And I'm going to see how gold's going to react, but it's also being patient and waiting for that right time to get in and not trying to capture a falling knife and stuff like that, right? So we're going to see this thing through here and we're squeezing up. This is a weekly chart here on gold. So if we spend maybe another year going sideways and then we start to break out, gold is going to be one incredible investment because 2,000, the next top's 10. Possibly, well, my minimum target is 3. But that's the minimum target through there. So let's go have a look at silver right now. And the one thing I'm noticing with silver is that silver could be creating some sort of a false breakout. Because look at this here. We had this very, 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 very long, since basically the middle of 2020 to where we are now, we had all this level of major support level through there. You can see how the markets had a lot of support. Now we've actually broken back down. And now we're just holding here. So if we do start to see this thing break back up here, this actually could be a final low for a long, long, long time. And this whole thing here, if that happens, this whole thing could be, and I'm not saying it's going to be, okay, so I know you guys that are in silver right now are like, oh my goodness, you're latching, this is what's going to happen. I was like, it may not, right? We may get something like that and then we start to head back down, okay? That's a possibility. But I'm looking at both scenarios. If we get this, if we get that, that's the if, okay? That tells me that this low here is probably going to be a final low for a long, long, long time to come. And we're going to start to do something like this. And then we're going to start to see something like that. Because then what's likely to happen is that this whole move up from here to here. And then we've had a very long extended pullback. Look how long that is. If you've watched me for a while, what is this here? Starts with E. This is an energy field. And for you guys that are new to my work, the way the market works is that the more the market goes sideways, the more energy it's building, right? Because it's not using a lot of energy. There's not a lot of buyers buying it up. There's not a sellers selling it down. It's just going sideways. And it's resting, right? It's like resting. And then guess what happens? When it breaks, we generally start to see something like that. You see this in the markets all the time. So this is the big energy field. So we're starting to see some possibly a really, really, really incredible moves coming out of silver real soon out of that. So, but then when I look at things like the one market that I absolutely just love is the GDXJ. Look at this here. Remember I said before about the energy field, the energy, like, you know, we're building a lot of energy and so on and so forth. Well, look what's happening with the GDXJ. We're looking at a weekly chart here on the GDXJ. Out of all the mining sectors. Now, you can go to individual mining stocks if you want to. What I'm saying here right now is I'm looking at the GDXJ only. This does not apply to all mining stocks. Okay, guys? So if I say I really like the GDXJ because I think it's going to make big moves, you know, for the rest of this decade, that doesn't mean, okay, well, let's go buy a gold junior mining stock because they're different. You know what I mean? Some stocks are going to go bankrupt in the mining sector. That's just the case, right? So just what I'm talking about right now is the GDXJ only, okay? So when we're looking at this here, look what's happening. We've come up and I'm watching this here. Look at this here. Remember, preparation with patience equals opportunity. And that opportunity is just going to be the biggest, greatest thing, right? We're getting this big, we've got a low, high. This could some sort of be a significant higher low through here before we start to break out. Now, remember I said before about energy. Look at this here. Remember, this is a weekly chart. Look how long this has been here. This is, again, since the middle of, when was that? It entered here. Well, it really started to go sideways when? Oh, probably the middle of 2020. So now, it's been what? Almost 2 years of doing nothing. Traders, ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, listen to me. We need to keep watching this market. 2 years of sideways. If the market starts to hold here, okay, this is a weekly chart here. If we start to hold here and we do something like this and we start to break out like that, guess what's coming? You got it. We're going to start to see one incredible, massive blow off top that you've ever seen. And it's going to be absolutely crazy, Burko. Things are going to go nuts, okay? Millions and millions and millions of dollars are going to be made from what's coming. And the market is preparing us right now. The market's giving us plenty of opportunities from what we are seeing. The greatest moves of our lifetime are coming. We already had the Bitcoin boom and crash. We've already had the stock market boom and crash. But yes, we're getting pullbacks in the mining sector in gold and silver, but they're not crashing, so to speak, right? Why? Because they never boomed. We only get a crash after a boom. The market has to boom first. So whenever you see the market booming, like right now as I'm doing this recording, we've seen what? Energy sector, oil been booming. What's likely to happen? A crash or a very strong pullback. So we're not going to get a very big, strong crash out of the metals and miners. Why? Because they haven't been booming. They're not in bubble territory. And no one really cares about gold or silver. Actually, people that invest in gold compared to the crypto market are in such better place. And I was telling all my friends last year, like, just stay out of crypto. Just don't touch crypto, right? You're chasing it too much. So this is the big things, guys, that I really wanted to share with you here. I do believe we're likely to see some big moves, and this is just a bit of an update on the big picture. Some things that I'm noticing that yes, I have my trading strategy, and I trade for income, and you're going to learn that in that free trading course. Again, link in the description. But the thing is that we can also look for some really good longer term opportunities. But and just knowing, one, how these markets work. Two, what's likely to happen fundamentally throughout the rest of this decade of the big macro cycles and so on and so forth. And three, what's going to be what asset prices are going to be affected by that. And then four, obviously, how do we take advantage of that? And that's what I've shared with you today. How we take advantage of that is we're likely to see an explosion in the metals and the mining sector. So if gold does eventually go to 10,000 by the end of this decade, guess what's going to happen to the gold mining stocks? Hey traders, I'm giving away 100% free access to my brand new breakthrough full trading course. This is 8 videos over 10 hours of pure amazing and powerful strategies. This is my most powerful systems and strategies that I've used for the last 16 years, and I'm giving it away for free. So this is what I want you to do right now. I want you to go to johnsfreegift.com, or there should be a link around here somewhere, a button or in the description or somewhere in there. Click on that and you can go get free access to my brand new breakthrough trading course. So go to johnsfreegift.com right now. Go to that right now, guys. You can get full, complete, free membership access. Go do that right now.